All right, we've got the feedback. We're going to do a couple changes on our webpage to get things up and running again. And we will start the final game of qualifying before beginning the step ladder finals here momentarily. So beginning the 8th and final game. And if you're trying to find the feed, just go back to our YouTube page and click on the new feed that is up and running. So the 8th and final game is underway. All right. So we are back up and running. I appreciate you all that are joining us again, and sorry about the inconvenience to kind of bounce you guys around. But again, we're doing this through a Google Hangout that limits our amount of time that we broadcast. So we had to stop and restart our feed. So we had to change a few links, a few things on our website. And again, if you go to the YouTube page, you can find our new live feed up and running. Make sure you text your friends, tell your friends, so that way they can find us as quickly as possible. We're in the second frame here of game number 8 and final game of qualifying. Lane number 6 having a few issues, and then we'll be back up and running. Over on lane 7 and 8, Nick Soprano drops all 10 there. Let's take a quick look at the standings. We're waiting on lanes 5 and 6. Blake Buffaloe still your leader. He's at plus 41 through 7 games. Chris Royal in second at minus 36. Anthony Locke third, minus 58. Nick Soprano is currently the cut at minus 59. Philip Boynton just outside the cut at minus 63. Cody McDaniel is at minus 88 and 6. TJ Rowley in 7th at minus 89. Kevin Barr in 8th. Ryan Riggs in 9th. And Matt Morgan in 10th at minus 121. Over in the U12 tournament, Emma Stewart is still your leader. She's at minus 283. Isabella Romano is in second at minus 331 and currently in the cut. And third is Caitlin Upchurch at minus 436. Declan Mitchell just outside the cut at 492. All right, everything's taken care of on 5 and 6. Looks like Anthony Silk is looking at shooting the 310. And after the wait, he converts his spare in the first frame of game number 8. Nolan Hughes looks like he's going to step up on lane number 6. Hughes shot here in the second frame. It goes Brooklyn, and he gets all 10 to go. Silk steps over to the left lane, and he's got a strike there. And Nolan's sister, Isabel, steps up behind him. Back at the action, Trey Leggett over on lane 5, and he leaves the 1, 2, 6, 10. So lanes 5 and 6, a little bit behind after a delay. So 7 and 8 in the 6th frame, 5 and 6 in the 4th frames. Nolan Hughes looking to cover up the 3-6, and he does just that. Over on lane number 8, Nixon Soprano, currently the cut in 4th, steps up in the 6th frame. And he leaves the 6-pin. Anthony Silk, far left-hand side of your lane, drops all 10. So Silk goes spare and turkey. Isabel Hughes misses a little bit to the outside. Chris Arroyo up in the 6th frame over on lane 7, just to the right of Hughes. Isabel's brother, Nolan, far left-hand side of your screen as Chris Arroyo drops all 10. Nolan leaves the 1-3, Simpson Prano to cover the 6. And he just pummels that pin. Hughes covers her spare. Tevin Barr steps up to the right of Isabel Hughes. Nolan Hughes steps up to the left of his sister. Hughes left-hand side covers his spare, Tevin Barr. That ball never made a move towards the pocket as Trey Leggett steps up to the left of him. Philip Boynton to the right of Barr. Leggett leaves the 1-2-4. 1-3-6. Philip Boynton covers all 10 there. Over on lane number 8. Hughes is out. Leaves the 4-7. Trey Leggett looking to cover up the 1-3-6. And he converts that. Barr converts his spare. So wrapping up, getting towards the later parts of game number 8 here in Mebane, North Carolina. Just about 10 minutes past 7 o'clock on a Saturday evening. Far right-hand side of the screen. Chris Arroyo blows the deck and tickles the 9-pin, but it does not go down. So a stone 9 for Chris Arroyo. Blake Buffaloe steps up just to the left of him. Trey Leggett, far left-hand side of the screen, goes Brooklyn. Buffaloe, the 7th, and trips the 4-pin. So a trip 4 for back-to-back strikes there for Blake Buffaloe, who's currently your leader at plus 41. Arroyo covers his spare in the 7th. Soprano, lane 7. Anthony Silk, far left-hand side of your screen. Soprano buries all 10. Silk through the nose leaves the 3-6-10. Barr, far left-hand, right-hand side of your screen. Hughes, green shirt, over on lane 6. Barr goes Brooklyn and gets all 10 to go. Silk looking to cover up the 3-6-10 as Philip Boynton steps up. Silk chops the 3-6 off 3-6-10. Boynton on 7 goes Brooklyn for back-to-back strikes. Nolan looking to cover the 2-4 and is able to convert that spare. I'd like to thank everybody that's joined us to watch the final game of qualifying before we cut to the stepladder finals as Blake Buffaloe leads the 6-pin there. He's currently your leader coming into the final game at plus 41. Isabel Hughes over on lane 6. 6. She goes Brooklyn, leaves the 5-10. Chris Arroyo to the right of her. Her brother Nolan to the left. Nolan leaves 4-pin. Arroyo drops all 10. So what could have been 4 in a row is a double, spare, and a strike through 8 frames. Isabel not able to convert her spare. Hughes looking to convert the 4-pin and does that. Buffaloe looking to convert the 6, and no problem there with the 6-pin. Tevin Barr looking to try to double up here in the 8th. Shot off the mark. Trey Leggett in the 7th, looking to try to double up and leaves the 2-4-5. Soprano, right hand side of your screen, goes high. Almost had the big 4, but ends up with the 4-6-10. And Isabel Hughes drops all 10 on lane number 5. Tevin Barr looking to cover his spare in the 8th and unable to convert. So an open for Barr in the 8th. Soprano far right hand side on lane number 8. Unable to convert, and neither is Trey Leggett over on lane number 6. So Leggett and Soprano with opens. Anthony Silk up on lane 6 in the 7th. Just to the right of him is Blake Buffaloe. So Silk leaves the 3-6-9-10. Trey Leggett, far left-hand side of your screen, drops all 10 with that frozen rope. Buffaloe, 9th frame, and gets all 10 there in the 9th. Silk converts to spare. Boynton, what do you say, 6-pin in the 8th frame over on lane number 8. Anthony Silk, far left-hand side of your screen. And he stops and starts over. Soprano up in the 9th over on lane 7, all black. And that one's off the mark. Philip Boynton looking to cover his spare in the 8th frame and does just that. Silk drops all 10 over on lane 5. As to the right of him is Nolan Hughes. Hughes up in the 8th frame. That shot goes Brooklyn, and he's got a strike. Nick Soprano with an open. So Soprano goes back-to-back opens. Soprano was the cut in 4th at minus 59 coming into this game and is trying to hang on to that 4th spot. Isabel Hughes, her shot goes high, leaves the 4-7. Brother Nolan to the left of her. And Nolan flat 10. Philip Boynton in the 9th frame over on lane 7. And Boynton drops all 10. So a strike in the foundation frame for Philip Boynton. Isabel Hughes covers the 4-7. And Chris Arroyo looking to cover up the 2-4, and he does just that. As Nolan Hughes gets his spare over on lane 5. So here we go. Bowlers on lane number 7 and 8. Look like they're going to finish just ahead of the ones on 5 and 6. Tevin Barr, 9th frame. Right-hand side of your screen, Barr, 9th frame. That's high. He leaves the 3-6-10. Hughes, far left-hand side of your screen, 9th frame. She leaves the 1-2-4. Trey Leggett looking to cover the 6-9-10. Leggett covers 6-9-10 in the 9th over on lane 6. Barr unable to convert the spare as Chris Arroyo steps up, 10th frame. And he drops all 10 as the messenger comes across and pummels the 9-pin. Hughes unable to convert her spare. Your leader, Blake Buffaloe, far right-hand side of your screen, steps up, working on a strike in the 9th, his first ball here in the 10th. And Buffaloe through the nose leaves the 4-6. Anthony Silk in the 6th frame, or excuse me, 10th frame. Covers his spare on lane number 6. Chris Arroyo to the right of him, looking for his second strike in the 10th. And he's got 2 in the 10th. One more pitch for Chris Arroyo. Blake Buffaloe looking to cover up the 4-6. And gives it a good run, but an open for Buffaloe there in the 10th. He shoots 169. Trey Leggett looking to cover the 3-9. And he does just that in the 10th frame over on lane number 5. Chris Arroyo finishing out the final game of qualifying. And he's got 3 in a row there to finish out the game. So Royal is going to shoot 207. And Soprano leaves the 136. Trey Leggett's final pitch of qualifying. That's crosses over the headpin. He leaves the 5-9. He shoots 136. Nolan Hughes with a great shot there to finish off the game. Hughes shoots 168. And Tevin Barr looking to try to convert the 1-2-4. Anthony Silk, far left-hand side of your screen, up in the 10th. Silk stones the 9. Barr converts his spare. Soprano, right-hand side of your screen. Isabel Hughes over on lane 6. And Hughes out of trouble. She leaves the 4-7. And Soprano finishes with a 185. So Soprano's hoping the 185 is just enough to keep him in the cut to make the top 4 step ladder. Tevin Barr's final pitch here of qualifying. Cuts across the head pin. Anthony Silk converts his spare over on lane 5. Isabel Hughes looking to convert her spare. And she does just that. Philip Boynton working on a strike in the 9th. His shot here in the 10th. Crosses over and leaves the 6-9-10. Silk's final shot of qualifying over on lane 5. Brooklyn. And leaves the 10 pin. So he is going to shoot 202 to finish out his day. And Isabel Hughes leaves the 4-7 to finish out her day. Philip Boynton converts his spare, and he's got one more pitch. So brother and sister Isabel Hughes and Nolan Hughes shoot 168. And Philip Boynton, one more shot to wrap up qualifying. Tevin Barr finished with a 184. Boynton's final shot through the nose, and he is going to be okay with that game as he shoots 223. Boynton came in 5th, just out of the cut, behind Nick Soprano. Boynton was at -63. Soprano was at -59. So to wrap up, just watch Nolan Hughes and Isabel Hughes shoot 168. Trey Leggett 136. Anthony Silk 202. Blake Buffaloe, your leader, shot 169. Nick Soprano shot 185. Philip Boynton 223. Chris Arroyo shoots 207. And Tevin Barr shoots 184. So that wraps up all of our qualifying. Again, we're cutting to the top 4. Top 4 will advance to a stepladder final, and the top 3 in the U12 division will advance to a stepladder final.
This is my first tournament. Oh, you didn't make the cutting here? This is my first tournament.
So we've got tally up the scores and just double check to make sure everything's correct. We'll make the cut, and we'll have lanes 5, 6, 7, and 8 will be your TV pairs for the stepladder finals. I'd like to thank everybody that's tuned in to watch. We've got stepladder finals coming up in just a few moments. We will announce the top 4 qualifiers, and the stepladder finals will be 4 versus 3. Winner of that versus 2. Winner of that match versus the leader of the tournament. At stake, $1,000, up to $1,000 in travel expenses covered, courtesy of Buffalo Lanes. That's the premier money in the older division. In the U12 division, the winner will receive up to $250 to help cover travel expenses to Chicago this year. That's for the U12 bowlers. U12, they'll take the top 3. It'll be 3 versus 2. Winner of that versus 1. So give us a few minutes, and our tournament officials, Marge Way, Angie Riggs and Tournament Director Melissa Morrow will tally the scores and make everything official as we begin the stepladder finals. We're just going to pause for a few minutes. We should be back with you not too far from now, and get ready for the stepladder finals of this March Junior Gold Tournament live from Buffalo Lanes, Mebane. I'm Gerald Morrow. Hang around. I'll be right back with you, and we'll take you to the completion of the tournament.
I have your support.
What do you think you're doing? What are you doing? Huh? What do you think you're doing up there?
Yeah. Plus, like that. But he needs to leave. Hey, My first game was I can't front seven. I think it hit pocket at 10.
Emma.
Isabel, how'd you finish? Isabel, how'd you finish?
Yeah.
Where'd you shoot?
Did I make it?
So were they.
I finished it.
Yes, for people who that's why I That's why Rich has these bags.
They leave it on.
Yeah, I know. I was trying I'm pretty level-headed. Except for the games. I don't think I was anyone level-headed. All right.
I don't know what to do. They're so efficient. They're so efficient. They don't. It's just the principle. It's just the principle of saying. I hope it's on fire. Saving the world, right? The idea is yeah, or 7.
Stepping all over your feet. It says cool shoes. That's why she's wearing like, yeah. I need the one to go down to No.
Otherwise, I'm coming to you at Buffaloe South. Ready? I'm coming for you. Remember, it's one game at a time. Oh, one game for you.
What is practice?
Probably 1 and 2.
Not 1-on-1. That's for sure. I nailed the ball every single time. So my right foot nailed it every single time.
Oh, that's right. You kick yours up.
Yeah, well, I had kept it down the first time because I knew it would probably be a possibility I could kick it. I kicked the mark and caught it. So, I mean, at that point, I was like, it's going to hurt, but it would be better, though, because they can play right. So, I mean, I played in the middle and played more left.
My goal was somewhere behind the wall was like on the right side.
I didn't have to shoot it today. Yeah.
Sam, would you like an
Yeah,
I think it was down in Georgia.
luckily, I had 2 strikes, 2 opens on it. I threw,
Everybody said the scores on that too.
I struck out like I had 3 strikes in a row at 9th and 10th frame to be able to shoot it. And I made it up the next game. 2-7. It was a 182 away. Second game I did 224. I was on the fourth game was on that. Fourth game was on that. Yeah, I'm talking about this game. And I tried 2 away. At the front second. Hit the pocket, 8th frame, 2.
I would never say that.
That's what I said. You don't
You think State's going to win?
I know.
Fans will be there tomorrow. Stay there. What are we going to start? I guess I figured out. That's my mom.
Probably shot me every time. It was.
It's been a long day. 7:36. Is it Cody that did it?
Your team is in first place in the score on a 3-4 game. In second place is Isabella Romano, or -3. $800 travel expenses. Everybody has that one point. With bids,
Dang. Oh, no, I guess it is.
All right, so Melissa Morrow is addressing the finalist. In the U12 division, your leader is Emma Stewart. Second qualifier is Isabella Romano. And your third place qualifier is Caitlin Upchurch. Over in the other tournament, your leader is Blake Buffaloe at +10. Chris Royal is your number 2 seed at -29. Philip Boynton is your number 3 seed at -40. And Cody McDaniel is your number 4 seed at -70. Now, according to the tournament rules, Cody McDaniel has already secured premier money from a previous tournament. So if he was to run the stepladder and win, he would receive $200 into his scholarship account, and $800 would be awarded as premier money to the second place finisher. So we are going to begin here momentarily. So as they get the lane set for the stepladder finals. Excuse me. Again, we'd like to thank everybody that's joined us for this live streaming coverage of the Buffalo Lanes Junior Gold Tournament. We are about to start the stepladder finals. It's been a long day, and we appreciate all the support and help from the staff here at Buffalo Lanes Mebane and all the staff at all of the Buffalo Lanes centers. And also, we appreciate the time and effort that all the parents put in to participate and bring their kids to these events, and all the support they show to these kids while they're out here competing. It's not without these parents that any of this would be possible. So big thank you to all the parents for getting their kids involved with the sport of bowling and at the Buffalo Lanes centers. We are going to begin here in a little bit, and we will take you straight through to the finals and let you know who is going to win. Again, it's a one-game match. It'll be your number 4 seed, Cody McDaniel, versus your number 3 seed, Philip Boynton.
Y'all got a couple more games to go?
Just starting the stepladder. See ya. Again, it's the top 3 in the U12 division for their stepladder and the top 4 in the U15, U20 tournament. A lot going on here. Again, the top 4 were Cody McDaniel in 4th at -70. Philip Boynton in 3rd at -40. Chris Arroyo in 2nd at -29. And Blake Buffaloe, your leader, at +10 on the day. Just outside of the cut was Nick Cinsoprano. He was at -104. Anthony Locke at -106. TJ Rowley at -108. Ryan Riggs in 8th. Brian Levine 9th. Tevin Barr in 10th at -120. Bowlers getting a couple of practice pitches on each of the lanes, and they will begin competition momentarily.
You got a ball that's not as strong just in case?
All right. Philip and Cody McDaniel are 3 and 4 seeds. We're going to go head here. See who advances to the next round of the step ladder. So bear with us for a few more minutes and we'll start competition. We're going to do the older division first because they've got one more match in the step ladder before the U12 division begins. And that way we can wrap up all at the same time. So first pitch of the step ladder finals is by Cody McDaniel up on lane number 6. And that ball goes through the nose. He leaves the 1-2-4-7. So McDaniel looking to cover up the 2-4-7. And there's a spare for McDaniel to start off the match. So they will be bowling like a normal TV match. To watch the pros on TV, the first bowler gets to go and throws one frame. The next bowler comes up and throws his first and second frames. So some of it's strategy if you're the higher seed, if you want to start or finish first. But Philip Boynton chose to make McDaniel start, and Boynton's first pitch of the stepladder final is through the nose. He leaves the 6-7-10. Boynton gets count there. So Daniel with the spare and Boynton with an open to start off match number one of the stepladder finals. Philip Boynton, second. That's high flush, and he has his first mark, which is a strike in the second frame here of match number one of the stepladder finals. McDaniel, number 4 seed, was 30 sticks behind Boynton, but all of that goes out the window as it's head-to-head. McDaniel's second frame. That one goes high, and McDaniel with a good break there to carry a couple more pins and is just left with a 7-pin. And McDaniel misses a 7-pin. So an open for McDaniel's second frame as he's unable to convert to 7-pin. Daniel moves over to lane 6, third frame. McDaniel looks like he's struggling with the ball reaction right now. Is that one, again, reads the lane just a bit early. He's left with the 4-6. And bowlers, this did 8 games of qualifying on the 41-foot Montreal World 10-Pin Bowling Association pattern. McDaniel gives the 4-6 a good run, so back-to-back opens there for McDaniel here in the first match of the stepladder. Boynton looking to double up in the third. And mixes them up and gets 7 to go late. So back-to-back jacks for Philip Boynton. So Boynton started with a split in the first frame over on lane number 5. And then he struck on lane 6. And then back over on 5. And now he's back on 6 in the fourth frame, looking for 3 in a row. And a trip 4. So Boynton with the turkey. After an open in the first frame, he puts 3 strikes on the board, putting a little bit of pressure back on McDaniel. McDaniel, fourth frame. And a good pitch there. It looked like McDaniel made a ball change. He gets all 10 to go. Looks like McDaniel switched to a Nexus double X or something like that, but it is a ball change. His shot here in the 5th. Crosses over, he gets away with it. So back-to-back jacks for Cody McDaniel, 4th and 5th frames. Good sportsmanship there by these two gentlemen. Boynton's got 3 in a row, moves over to lane number 5 for the 5th frame. Philip Boynton, 5th frame. And Boynton's locked in. He's got 4 in a row, dropping the ham bone here. So a split in the 1st. Next 4, Boynton steps over to lane 6 for the 6th frame. And Boynton drops the nickel on McDaniel. 5 straight strikes for Philip Boynton here in the 1st match in the stepladder final. Again, Philip Boynton came in as the number 3 seed. McDaniel, the number 4 seed. McDaniel went spare, open, strike. Here he is in the 6th. And McDaniel drops all 10. So a turkey there for McDaniel. Daniel steps over to the right lane for the 7th frame, looking to keep Philip honest. And a ham bone for McDaniel. It strikes in the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th frames. Daniel trying to fight his way back into the match and force Philip Boynton to perform. Philip's on 5 in a row. His shot here in the 7th. And a high one, trips the 4-pin. So Philip Boynton, 6 in a row. He gets that one a bit inside and is able to trip the 4-pin. Every righty's best friend, a trip 4-pin. Boynton looking to move over to lane number 6 in the 8th frame and capitalize on that trip 4. And 7 in a row for Philip Boynton. Boynton seems locked in after that first frame. He's thrown the next 7 at McDaniel. McDaniel's got 4 in a row. Make that 5. Both of these bowlers going head to head. Boynton not backing off. McDaniel not throwing in the towel. So McDaniel drops the nickel. Steps up in the 9th frame, the foundation frame, to try to put 6 on the board. That one crosses over as he pulled that one well right at target. Leaves the 5-pin. Very makeable spare. He really needed that one to put a little bit of pressure on Philip Boynton. So McDaniel covers a spare there in the 9th. And barring disaster, looks like Philip Boynton can close out the 9th and 10th frames. He should move on to face the number 2 seed, Chris Arroyo. Ninth frame, Philip Boynton. And the dreaded 5-7-10. Ladies and gentlemen, it's something not seen very often. The 5-7-10. So an open in the 9th frame for Philip Boynton. That's for he leads to 5-7-10. So McDaniel can go sheet for 226. Boynton, 3 strikes, will shoot 242. Boynton slips, and Boynton leaves the 1-2-9. So Boynton needs to cover this up. And get 5. And he missed it. So McDaniel with an opening. Boynton shoots 221. So McDaniel's Daniel can punch for 226. Got to have the first one. Double dribble. And unable to get it. So McDaniel leaves the 6-pin. Philip Boynton is going to advance to face the number 2 seed. Daniel covers up the spare. So with a strike here, McDaniel shoots 215. A good match there between the number 4 seed, Cody McDaniel, and number 3 seed, Philip Boynton. Boynton defeats McDaniel 221 to 215. Boynton moves on to face Chris Arroyo, the number 2 seed. Arroyo's moving over to the TV pair. He'll get a couple balls. And then we will start the U12. And it'll be Caitlin Upchurch, the number 3 seed, versus the number 2 seed, Isabella Romano. So at the half, NC State's up 32-28 over Villanova. Again, NC State Wolfpack up 32-28 at the half. New bowlers, so Chris Royal's going to get 2 shots on each lane. Both of the U12 bowlers, Caitlin Upchurch and Isabella Romano, will receive 2 shots on each lane. And then we will begin second match of the stepladder finals for the older division and the first match for the younger U12 division. I'd like to thank everybody that's watching live streaming coverage from Buffalo Lanes Mebane. It's about 5 minutes past 8 o'clock here on Saturday, and we know it is late. It's been a long day of bowling for all of these boys and girls, and a long day for the coaches, parents, and staff. We appreciate all the support. And just a couple more matches, and we will crown our champions. And Chris Arroyo comes in as the number 2 seed. He finished today at minus 29. So through 8 games, he shot 1571. So in the U12 division, it's Romano and Upchurch. And the other division is Arroyo and Boynton. You just saw Philip Boynton defeat Cody McDaniel 221 to 215. Boynton leaves the dreaded 5-7-10 in the 9th frame, and then comes up in the 10th and leaves the 1-2-9. Cannot close either the 9th or 10th frames, leaving McDaniel an opening to punch out, but McDaniel unable to punch out and falls to Boynton 221 to 215. AJ Van Fleet down there helping with the scores, so that way we can get things going. And it looks like Chris Arroyo, your number 3 seed, is going to, your number 2 seed is going to start the match between himself and Philip Boynton. Arroyo to start on the left lane. And Arroyo starts off by dropping all 10, so a strike for Chris Arroyo. Boynton steps up over on lane 6. And he drops all 10. Caitlin Upchurch for the U12. And she's got a strike to start the stepladder finals. So Caitlin's first pitch in a stepladder finals is a strike. Isabella Romano steps up on lane number 8, far right-hand side of your screen. Boynton far left-hand side. Romano, Boynton. Romano goes Brooklyn and gets all 10 to go. And Boynton leaves the 6-10. Boynton looking to cover his spare. Romano steps over to the left lane. Boynton covers his spare. Romano through the nose and leaves the 6-7. Romano looking to cover up to 6-7. And she is unable to convert. And a Royal leaves the 8-pin. Upchurch leaves the 3-5. So a Royal and Upchurch both in the second frames. Upchurch right-hand side of your screen. A Royal towards the left hand. Upchurch unable to convert the spare. A Royal, no problem with that spare. So an open for Upchurch and a spare for Chris Arroyo. Again, Upchurch came in as the number 3 seed. Isabella Romano was the number 2 seed. Arroyo, the number 2 seed, up in the third frame, left lane. And that was a little bit high, leaves a 6-pin. Upchurch, third frame, lane 7. And she leaves the 2-pin. Royal, third frame, covers the spare. Upchurch looking to convert the spare in the third frame, and she just misses that. So back-to-back opens for Caitlin Upchurch. Phillip Boynton stepping up in the third frame over on lane number 6. Isabella Romano going to step up on lane 8, far right-hand side of your screen. Boynton, it's left to target. Goes Brooklyn and gets 6-pin out, so he's got a strike in the third. Romano, her shot through the nose, and she leaves the 3-pin. So a 3-pin for Romano and a Brooklyn trip 6 strike for Boynton. Boynton steps over to lane 5, fourth frame, looking to try to double up. And Boynton doubles up right there, and Romano, not happy with herself, misses the 3-pin to the right, so an open for her. So back after starting with the strike, she goes back-to-back opens and is down by 2 sticks to Caitlin Upchurch. So Chris Royal stepping up in the fourth frame. He went strike, single pin spare, single pin spare. His shot here in the fourth. Romano leaves the 5-pin. And a Royal drops all 10. Romano. And misses the 5-pin. She is not happy at this point. Caitlin Upchurch steps up on the right lane. Arroyo, far left-hand side of your screen, to try to double up, and he does just that with strikes in the 4th and 5th frames. Upchurch leaves the 1, 2, 3, 5. Over on 5 and 6. These two guys are trying to go head-to-head. Boynton seems to have gotten locked back in after the end of game 1, or match 1. Boynton's shot in the 5th. Just as I say that, he misses that one out to the right. Upchurch converts her spare. Boynton's looking at trying to convert the 1, 2. Upchurch, 5th frame, lane 7 after a spare in the 4th. That one comes in light. She leaves the 2, 4, 5. Boynton, 5th frame to cover up the 1, 2. No problem there. So strike, spare, strike, strike, spare is the start through 5 frames for Boynton as he moves over to the left lane for the 6th frame. Upchurch converts her spare. Boynton, 6th frame, leads to 310. Romano leaves a 9-pin. So Romano looking to cover up the 9-pin. Boynton for the 310. Unable to convert the baby split. So an open for Boynton in the 6th frame. Romano unable to convert a single pin in the 5th. So Royal in the 6th, working on a double. Mid high leaves the 6 pin. Romano, 6th frame. That one's a bit outside. She leaves the picket fence to 1, 2, 4, 7. Arroyo converts his spare, so Chris Arroyo clean through 6. Romano in the 6th. And she gets a spare, breathes a sigh of relief there in the 6th frame with that spare. Caitlin Upchurch steps up on lane 8 and 6th frame for a spare in the 5th. Her shot here in the 6th. And she mixes them up and leaves the 7-pin. Arroyo definitely wanted that one. So he slaps his hand. Good pitch there by Chris Arroyo as he drops all 10. That strike in the 7th frame. Upchurch converts the 7-pin. So Boynton had an open in the 6th. So chops the 10 off the 310. Boynton, lane 6, 7th frame. And that's through the nose. Had the 4-6 momentarily, but now it's just left with the 6-pin. Upchurch just to the right of him in the 7th frame. And Upchurch gets all 10 to go, so a strike for Caitlin in the 7th. Boynton looking to cover the 6-pin. No problem there for Philip Boynton from Buffalo Lanes Carry. Isabella Romano in the 7th. Shot left of target, out of trouble. Had the 6, 7, 10 momentarily, but just left with the 6, 10. Boynton up in the 8th, working on a spare. Left-hand side of your screen. Because Brooklyn. Romano looking to cover the 6-10, chops the 6 off the 6-10. Boynton leaves the 6-9. So Isabella unable to convert that spare in the 7th. Moves over to lane number 7 for the 8th frame. Boynton looking to cover up the 6-9. He is unable to convert that. And Isabella Romano with the strike there in the 8th frame. She gets all 10 to go. Trying to finish off this match here against Caitlin Upchurch on a high note. Upchurch working on the strike in the 7th. Her shot here in the 8th. Arroyo, 8th frame. And Arroyo drops all 10, so he's got back-to-back strikes. Upchurch looking to try to convert the 1-3-10. Upchurch pulled that one, and so an open for Upchurch in the 8th. Arroyo, 9th frame, trying to put 3 in a row, and that one comes in light. Upchurch, 9th frame. Pulled shot, and she leaves the 1-3-6-9. Arroyo left the 3-5-9. Excuse me, 3-5-6. And Arroyo converts the spare in the foundation frame. Upchurch unable to convert, so back-to-back opens for Caitlin Upchurch. And we're in the match of the number 2 seed Chris Arroyo versus number 3 seed Philip Boynton. In the U12 tournament, it's Caitlin Upchurch, the number 3 seed, versus number 2 seed Isabella Romano. Boynton gets all 10 to go in the 9th frame, excuse me. And he'll be first to finish. Isabella Romano, after a strike in the 8th, her shot here in the 9th. Her shot crosses over and she leaves the 6-10. Boynton, first ball of the 10th. And he drops all 10, so back-to-back jacks for Philip Boynton. Romano unable to convert her spare, so an open for her in the 9th. Boynton, second ball in the 10th. Goes Brooklyn, and he's got 3 in a row. All the Boynton fans remind him he's got one more shot here in the 10th. Romano. Shot goes through the nose. She leaves a 6-pin. Boynton's final shot of the match. He shoots 199. So good count here by Arroyo, and he will move on. And Arroyo will defeat Boynton with that shot right there. Royals already into the 2 teens. Isabella Romano finishes with a 115. Arroyo. Shot goes high and he leaves the 4-pin. Upchurch unable to convert. And Caitlin shoots 131. So Caitlin Upchurch defeats Isabella Romano, 131 to 115. Chris Arroyo is going to move on to face the number 1 seed, Blake Buffaloe, after defeating Philip Boynton 215 to 199. So it'll be a matchup between your number 1 seed and number 2 seed. Number 1 seed, Blake Buffaloe. Number 2 seed, Chris Arroyo. And in the U12 division, it's going to be your leader, Emma Stewart, facing the number 3 seed, Caitlin Upchurch. So it all comes down to this final match. About 23 minutes past the 8 o'clock hour here in Mebane, North Carolina, and on the East Coast. We've been at this since 1 o'clock this afternoon, and it all comes down to the final matches to crown our champions in the Buffalo Lanes Junior Gold Qualifiers. New bowlers Emma Stewart and Blake Buffaloe will get 2 balls per lane, and then we'll begin the competition. Gerald Morrow, and I'll take you through the championship match. And I appreciate you joining us. Let your friends know that the championship match is about to take place, and sit back and watch the action. So far, some good matches. In the first match, Philip Boynton defeated Cody McDaniel 221 to 215. In the match you just saw, Chris Arroyo defeated Philip Boynton 215 to 199. So a couple practice shots on each lane, and we'll be ready to begin competition. Your number 1 seeds, Blake Buffaloe and Emma Stewart, are about to take to the lanes in their final match of the day.
Gathering his stuff still.
Those of you wondering what the score is for the NC State-Villanova game, NC State's up 36-30 on Villanova early here in the second half. All right, championship match is about ready to get underway. In the U12, Caitlin Upchurch and Emma Stewart. Upchurch going to start for the U12. And Upchurch, good pitch there, and she leaves a ringing 10 pin. In the other division, it is Chris Arroyo and Blake Buffaloe. Arroyo the start. Upchurch unable to convert the 10 pin. Arroyo's first shot here in the championship match, and he drops all 10. A 10 pin party in the pit there for Chris Arroyo. Emma Stewart's first ball of the championship match. And her shot goes through the nose. She leaves the 2-7. Blake Buffaloe, left-hand side of your screen, your leader. First frame, final match. And he drops all 10. So both bowlers start with the strike. Stewart chops the 7 off the 2-7 baby split, so an open for her. So both bowlers over there are even, with both having 9 count opens in the first frame of the championship match. Stewart moves over to the right lane. Her shot, second frame. Kind of rushed that one and got a mess to pick up with the 1-3-5-8. 1-3-5-8. Blake Buffaloe looking to double up to start off the championship match. And high flush there, back-to-back jacks for Blake Buffaloe. Stewart unable to convert the spare. So again, Blake Buffaloe plus on the day through 8 games, shot 16-10, so he was plus 10 on the day. Caitlin Upchurch, her shot through the nose, and she leaves the 6-9-10. Arroyo answers with back-to-back jacks. And Upchurch unable to convert her spare. So both bowlers in the upper division start with back-to-back strikes. Arroyo looking to start with the turkey. And he does just that. Caitlin Upchurch with her own strike over there on lane number 8 in the third frame. So Chris Arroyo starts off with the front 3. Stewart, third frame. And she drops all 10. So after back-to-back open, Emma Stewart with a strike. Blake Buffaloe looking to answer Chris Royal's turkey with his own turkey. And he does just that. Both bowlers throwing 3 strikes up on the board to start this championship match. Stewart steps over to lane number 8, fourth frame. Shot's right of target. Goes Brooklyn and does not get the 7 pin out. So Stewart's got to convert to 7 in the fourth frame. Buffalo looking to drop the ham bone on Arroyo to start the championship match. And there's the ham bone by Blake Buffaloe. So Blake Buffaloe, 4 straight strikes. Caitlin Upchurch stepping up in the fourth frame over on lane number 7. Looking to double up. Shot comes in light and leaves the 2 pin. Arroyo trying to answer the ham bone with his own ham bone. Oh, shot went from disastrous to just a 10 pin. And Upchurch just touching the 2 pin for a spare. Royal looking to cover the 10. And he does just that. Upchurch, fifth frame. And high flush, so she's got a strike there in the fifth. Chris Royal starts with 3 straight strikes. What could have been disaster in the fourth ended up turning into just a 10-pin spare. Here he is in the fifth frame over on lane number 6. Just to the right of him, Emma Stewart waits. Arroyo, fifth frame. And he drops all 10. So a strike in the fifth frame. Stewart up in the fifth. Good pitch there. And that's high flush. She's got another strike there in the fifth frame. So Blake Buffaloe's got front 4, looking for 5 in a row. And Blake Buffaloe drops the nickel there to start the championship match. Emma Stewart's shot is a pinch high. She leaves the 2-4. So Blake Buffaloe, 5 straight strikes to start the championship match. Stewart looking to cover up the 2-4. 6th frame. And unable to convert to spare. So Buffaloe looking to start with the front 6. And goes through the nose and leaves the big 4. So 5 straight strikes to start the match, and then staring at the big 4. Caitlin Upchurch's shot is through the nose. She leaves the 6-10. Buffaloe looking to get count here. And Buffaloe chops the 10 out of the big 4, so an open for him. Upchurch converts to spare in the 6th frame. So Royal stepping up in the 6th, working on a strike in the 5th. Upchurch, far right-hand side of your screen, the 7th frame. Royal. That shot goes high and leaves a 6 pin. Upchurch with a strike in the 7th. Stewart, 7th frame. That one's well left to target. She leaves the 1-3-6. Arroyo looking to cover the 6 pin. Covers the 6 pin. Stewart covers the 1-3-6. So spare in the 7th for Emma Stewart. Chris Royal steps over to lane 6 in the 7th frame. And Royal drops all 10. And Stewart with a strike there in the 8th. So Buffaloe looking to get back on track after the open in the 6th frame. His shot here in the 7th. And he leaves the 2-4-5. Caitlin Upchurch's shot over on lane 7 crosses over, and she leaves the 5-9. Buffaloe didn't look like he was happy with that shot after it came off his hand. Looking to cover up his spare, but first Upchurch steps up on lane 7. She's looking to cover up the 5-9. And she does just that. Buffaloe in the 7th over on lane 5. And an open for Blake Buffaloe. So back-to-back opens for Blake. Upchurch steps over to lane number 8 in the 9th frame. That goes through the nose. She leaves the 4-7. Blake, 8th frame, lane 6. Shot comes in light, leaves 7-pin. Upchurch with an open in the 9th. So Upchurch can go sheet in the 10th for 174. Stewart working on a strike in the 8th. Here she is in the 9th. Good pitch there by Stewart. And a stone 10-pin. Buffaloe looking to cover up the 7-pin here in the 8th. That's off the target. Three straight opens for Blake Buffaloe. Stewart unable to convert the 10-pin there in the foundation frame. And the max Stewart can shoot 162. Upchurch she is 174. Stewart first finish. Royal in the 8th. And he doubles up. Stewart, 10th frame. Looking to cover up her spare. And she is unable to convert the spare. And Caitlin Upchurch will be your winner. The Royal goes high. So Emma Stewart shoots 141. Caitlin Upchurch, 10th frame. Upchurch in the 10th. And an open there for her. And she is going to shoot 153. It's enough for Caitlin. Caitlin Upchurch wins 153 to 141. Blake Buffaloe there in the 9th drops all 10. So Caitlin Upchurch is your winner in the U12 division. She defeats Emma Stewart 153 to 141. Chris Royal has a pretty good handle on the match here against Blake Buffaloe. Buffaloe strikes in the 9th. Trying to punch out here in the 10th. And the Buffaloe leaves the 4-pin there. And Blake misses his spare there in the 10th. So Crystal Royal will be your winner, defeating the number 1 seed. Uh, 10th frame for Chris Royal to finish it off. And he drops all 10. So Chris Royal just wants to finish strong here as he is going to be your winner and receive the premier spot to the National Junior Gold Tournament. Premier money courtesy of Buffalo Lanes. Up to $1,000 to help cover travel expenses to the tournament in Chicago this July. A Royal second shot in the 10th. And that one goes high and he trips all of them. And Arroyo punches us out to shoot 238. So Chris Arroyo defeats Blake Buffaloe 238 to 186. So Caitlin Upchurch is receiving premier money for the tournament in the U12. Caitlin will receive $250 in travel expenses. And Chris Arroyo wins the premier spot and up to $1,000. So congratulations to all the bowlers, and thank you for coming out. Thank you to all the parents for supporting, and the Buffalo Lanes management staff and owners for supporting the Junior Gold program in this tournament. We appreciate you joining us for this event, and we will hope to see you soon. Again, your winner is Caitlin Upchurch defeating Emma Stewart 153 to 141, and Chris Arroyo defeating Blake Buffaloe 238 to 186. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Gerald Morrow, and we hope you'll join us again very soon. Have a great night and go bowling.